Welcome to Cohaki TWOW Season 2 1A. Skip to this timestamp if you just want to skip the nonsense and learn how to vote. If you absolutely, positively have no idea what's going on, watch Cohaki TWOW Season 2 0A. Additionally, about the winners of Season 1 and how I mentioned 1A, well, turns out I forgot to mention the fact that Meowie Cat, someone who has gone through 4 different aliases in my 3 seasons alone, also won Season 1 alongside Allie, reprising in the Cohaki TWOW quote-unquote finale, where she actually won, and spawned a nice Meowie Cat leaderboard sandwich with a DRP that I'll read out loud as compensation for not acknowledging her winner status in 0A. Orthocoronavirus super materialized under quarantinings, recharacterized prolong incorporated what's happenings, computationally accomplished pseudo-visualizations, re-inaugurate trans intercommunicationalizations, exceptionless. And speaking of quote-unquote finales, during the responding period this round, I held a final round between the 2 alive contestants that were still in the house server at the time, Delta and Forever Belonging, and Delta won, so yay! Also, all the people I just mentioned are competing in this season. How awesome! And speaking of which, how many people joined this season exactly? Well, we got a total of 62 contestants. Less than Season 1, but better than. How nice is that? Here's a table showcasing all the contestants, whose names I'll say later. But for now, I'll just say the confessionals that everyone gave me in alphabetical order. As Muska said something that's actually kinda hard to read. I think it says... Onto a much easier to say confessional. Dara said, "Isn't the first cardinal rule of perm maintenance that you're forbidden to wet your hair for at least 24 hours after getting a perm, at the risk of deactivating the ammonium thioglycolate?" Which is a reference to a movie that I have never seen. But who knows, maybe we can have a round themed around that movie. It's the next best thing, right? And Vi said Jay. Joa said, "What's good, everyone?" Cohaki TWOW compilation creating contestant Little Luigi says, "Cohaki TWOW Season 2 is the most anticipated sequel since Lapis Lace SMP Season 2. I don't get the references actually. Care to explain, Little Luigi?" No? Sigh. Last and least, Verksite said, "I'm a radio rebel," which is another reference to a piece of non-TWOW media, this time being to AJR. Didn't you read my status? Verksite salad? Oh, I'll turn you into a salad, alright? And that's it for confessionals. Now here's a quick statistics rundown. Given the anonymity of this game so far, I cannot give any rolls just yet. Except for one, the speed rolls. The quickest and slowest people to respond overall get the rolls at full speed and in slow motion, respectively. And since this is the only round, these people get it by default. The fastest responder was Age279, who responded an hour and a half after the prompt was released. And the slowest being Funo, who responded over 6 days after the deadline. What? I like to be lenient here. Besides, we're just having fun. Anyways, I'll briefly go over the rest of the stats to be showcased in 1v onwards, so here goes. Frontrunner means you place the best overall, Efficiency Champion means you place the worst overall without dying, or in other words, placing the most efficiently. Polarizer means you have the most controversial responses on average, while Voice of Reason means you have the least controversial responses. Wildest Survivor means you place inconsistently, while Consistency Master means you place consistently. Middleman means you place the most middlingly. Talkative Type means you have the longest responses, while Quiet Kid means you have the shortest. Aforementioned speed rolls at full speed and slow motion means you respond the fastest and slowest, respectively. Mention Master means you have the most mentions from me. No mentions means you have the least mentions overall. And finally, Best Friends is the pair of people who place the most similarly, while Worst Enemies is the pair of people who place the most differently. Now enough with all that nonsense, it's voting time. Click on all the spreadsheets and vote on just one section per round. 22 contestants sent 22 responses, along with 4 dummies from me that won't affect results. We got a total of 66 responses, and here's how to vote on all of them. In the description there will be a spreadsheet labeled voting. In the spreadsheet there will be several sections, and you can only vote on one of them. These sections contain screens which have a keyword and a bunch of responses. You can vote on as many of these as you want, so long as it's all from one section. Once you find which screens you want to vote on, format your vote like this. Type the keyword, space, rank all the entries on the screen from best to worst, surround it with square brackets, and done. Once you sent your vote to CoatAlt, you have voted this round. Voting yourself first is allowed and encouraged, and be sure to vote on the quality of the responses and not just the quantity of the characters. If you want to vote quickly and efficiently, I'd recommend Figgy's voting calculator, link in the description. It makes voting 10 times easier while still being accurate. And a reminder that everyone, even you, can vote. The deadline for voting is August 28th at 7 PM CST, and remember to send all votes to CoatAlt. Voting on every response will remove you from all voting reminders for the rest of the round and will earn you a shout-out in the following V episode. And if you want some background noise while you're super voting, I'll be reading off all the 62 Season 2 contestants. So here goes. 334 Dude, 4 Dice, Action Guy 777, A Human I Think, Ali%, Augie 279, Azamuska, Best KP, Brathigoralic, Bronzerang, Caden, Captain Froki, Darist, Dumb Cause, Dumb Bacon, Emid, Envi, Epsilon, Fatty Fatty Building Man, Fiery Cubes, Forever Bell, Fruit Village, Funo, Icebox, Iffy, IDOD, Joa, Jugger, Kayak, Leopard Son, Little Luigi, Lillian67, Milk, Marvels 32, Mother of 6, Mellow, Meowie Cat, Mycelium 4, Nate Sark, Navy, Pink Tuna, Potassium, Poppin' Kenny, Pugs and Bacon, Random Alt 123, Rhyme, Squared Web, Sticky Move, Thanoswell, The Doubled Square, The Unwatched YouTuber, This Is Ty, Trico, Taquan's Object Type, Fairy Gold, Verksite, Vibroxy, Vizu, Water 10, Woo Woo, Ride and Rhyme, and Yoshi Awesome. See you in 1v, where the 12 worst placing contestants will be shamelessly shredded due to the failure of their businesses.